Joe Biden, the government basically gives illegals whatever they want: free housing, food, flights, education, and in California, of course, free sex changes. And now a liberal judge in Illinois is giving illegals something else: Second Amendment rights. I thought Democrats hated guns. I guess not when they're in the hands of migrants. Even though Congress says it's a federal crime for illegals to own guns, U.S. District Judge Sharon Johnson Coleman, an Obama appointee, ruled that illegal immigrants have just as much of a right to carry as you. Roberto Flores is an illegal who got busted in Chicago with a handgun in 2020. The judge ruled that since Flores doesn't have a record that we know of, he's not a danger to society. But he broke the law at least twice when he came here, and then again when he got the gun. And how did he get the gun? Did he buy it, steal it, borrow it? We don't know. It doesn't say, but it doesn't matter. No matter how he got it, he's breaking the law. This seems dangerous. Millions of military-aged illegals crossing the border every day from China, Russia, Syria, Venezuela. Hotspots for terror, espionage, and narcotics.
For some reason, people are not waking up to this. Those who are liberal, by the way. Obama judge rules illegals have Second Amendment right to bear arms. Yeah. You ever notice that Donald Trump also has his hand sign when he speaks? He does it a lot when he's speaking. Anyway, let's continue. Obama judges ruled that illegal migrant was unjustly prohibited from owning firearms, overruling a federal law which prohibits illegal immigrants from possessing firearms or ammunition. Section 922 of Title 18 of the U.S. Code prohibits illegals from owning and carrying firearms. However, U.S. District Judge Sharon Johnson Coleman was appointed by Barack Obama, claimed this section violates the Second Amendment rights of illegals. Identified as an illegal immigrant, Roberto Carbajal Flores faced charges in 2020 when he was discovered in the possession of a loaded semi-automatic pistol in Chicago, despite being aware of his illegal status in the United States. Judge Coleman initially rejected two dismissal motions, but eventually dismissed the case on March 8th after a third motion cited a 2020 U.S. Supreme Court decision. In her 8-page ruling, Judge Coleman asserted the non-citizen possession statute 18 U.S.C. 922 G5 violates the Second Amendment as applied to Carbajal Flores. Thus, the court grants Carbajal Flores a motion to dismiss. Attorneys representing Mr. Carbajal Flores argued that illegals should be allowed to arm themselves, and while they are in the United States, according to the lawyers, the federal government failed to demonstrate that the law was part of the historical tradition that delimits the outer bounds of the right to keep and bear arms. The Supreme Court's 2022 ruling emphasized that the Second Amendment presumptively protects activities explicitly outlined in its plain text, requiring regulations to be consistent with the nation's historical tradition of firearm regulation. Mr. Carbajal Flores' lawyer argued that lifetime disarmament of an individual based on lineage or nationality alone does not have roots in the history and tradition of the United States, citing various rulings that interpreted the Supreme Court's decision. Really? So how come you have people in this country born here and they commit a crime, they're no longer allowed to have firearms? Get a look at this person's face, all right? This was a black person who's done this, a black person who probably lives in a gated community and won't have to deal with the fallout when it does happen, okay? A lot of these Democrats who are doing what they're doing, Okay, and Republicans are going to benefit from it too because they get to bring in the National Guard, and if for some and there and in some way, shape, or form, they get to profit. Okay, they get to bring in a new world, their law and order stance. They get to lock people up. They get to fill up private prisons. Okay, they're getting their money. Both sides are getting their money. Democrats create the chaos. Republicans come in with their solution. That's how it goes. All right. Despite objections, the Obama judge sided with the illegal, claiming his Second Amendment rights must be respected. The court finds that Carvajal Flores' criminal record contains no improper use of a weapon, as well as the nonviolent circumstances of his arrest do not support a finding that he poses a risk to public safety, such as that he cannot be trusted to use a weapon responsibly and should be deprived of his Second Amendment right to bear arms in self-defense, she wrote. An attorney representing Mr. Carvajal Flores declined to comment on the decision, while federal prosecutors did not respond to request. Yeah, this is something, man. This is what people are going to have to deal with. All right, people people are going to be forced, since in certain blue states like mine, they're going to be forced to try to get guns illegally just to protect themselves from these illegal migrants who will now have the right to bear firearms, but natural born citizens in the U.S. can't. This is going to be interesting. Okay, I'm telling you, they're going to be the cops. They're going to be the new cops. It's going to be hell. That's what it's going to be like. If you can, like that movie with Kurt Russell, I don't know if you watched it, Escape New York. Escape New York. That's all I could tell you. Anyways, anything you want to know about this channel, it's in the description box. I'm also on Spotify. Check me out there. Hard Talk Radio, live in 4K. Other than that, like, share, subscribe, share the content. Let other people know about this information, not just you. Later.